Hello everyone, Namaste, a very warm welcome to my channel. This is Muskan and I hope that you all are doing great, and if not, then please be hopeful and please be patient, because if it's the silence before the storm, then it is the storm before the silence, and I'm saying this as much for myself as I'm saying this for you. So in today's video, I am going to talk about all the books that I'll never ever in my life stop recommending to you all, which is part 2. I've already done and published a part 1 of this video, which is live on my channel, and you could go and watch it, where I am talking about 4 of the books, and there are, I don't know how many books in total, but in this video as well I'm going to talk about 4 books. And the first book is The Animal Farm by George Orwell, and I have to have the book in my hand, which I don't. Let me just pick it up. This one. So The Animal Farm by George Orwell is a political satire, and it can be considered as an allegorical novel as well. So according to the words of George Orwell himself, this story, or The Animal Farm, is trying to portray, or it leads up to the events that led to the Russian Revolution of 1917, and it is a story about a group of anthropomorphic animals. It means the animals, the attribution of human characteristics, emotions, intentions to non-human species. That is what anthropomorphic means. And so this group of animals, they rise a rebellion against their human master, who has been trying to suppress them, and they are tired of being controlled by him, and they try to form an egalitarian society for themselves so that they could live a happy life, so that they could live a free life. But as soon as the farm lands up into the hands of animals, you could clearly witness that all the situation turns upside down. The motto, it disintegrates. The motto of living a free and happy life, it just disintegrates, and you could read that there's a hierarchical issues forming in between them, between the animal faction as well. There's one pig named Napoleon who tries to suppress the other faction, who tries to demand unpaid labor, and they treat the other animals very badly, very cruelly. And that is what our reality is. So this is a satire, and it was so relatable that anyone from any part of the world could read this book and still find this to be relatable for them. And after reading this book, you will be forced, or you will be made to question your beliefs, to question the society that we live in. And by the way, do you know that George Orwell is the pen name of Eric Arthur Blair, who was born in 1903 in the British India? Now note that down. So the next book from today's recommendation is The Book of Everlasting Things by Anchal Malhotra. Now it is a love story between two people and two nations that transcends the bounds of time. This novel is set in Lahore of 1938, and it is a story about a Hindu boy named Samir Vij and a Muslim girl named Firdaus Khan. And through their story, we get to explore, what am I even trying to say? The story tries to explore the themes of partition, culture, effects of war, and modernity. Now, can you tell me, what do you understand by being modern? I'll give you 2-3 seconds, right? I'll wait for 2-3 seconds. Just think about what modernity means to you. Done? Okay. So every generation experiences a drift from the preceding generation in terms of values, beliefs, and ideologies, and that is what truly means to be modern, because even our parents would have heard it from their parents that you are so modern. Even I keep listening these things for myself, that she is just a modern child. But okay, we are becoming modern in terms of our beliefs and our values and our ideologies. We no longer want to be held by stereotypes and taboos. That is what modernity truly entails to us. And I found the book to be holding this theme as well. So Firdaus's mother Zainab is reluctant on her getting educated, but her father I mean, Firdausi's father supports her throughout. He educates her in calligraphy, he educates her in verses, and he wants her to live a life which is better than the life that other women of the society lived at that time. He wants her to be educated and to be aware and to have a fulfilling and happy life. So but I have to just point out something here that I was trying to point out with the terms of modernity, with the theme of modernity, is that the grief, the pain of this conflict between two religions is so large that it overpowers all the education, it overpowers all the belief systems and all the modernity that we were trying to educate ourselves with. Because I can even read it out to you, so just listen to me. However, with the 1947 partition and the birth of two independent nations, Samir, a Hindu, becomes Indian, and Firdaus, a Muslim, becomes Pakistani. So, do you understand that? Are you feeling it? That no matter how much modern we become, no matter how much educated we try to be, this just pulls us even down, and this effect of religious conflicts between two nations is even existing in contemporary times. And it is so disheartening to read, and it is so disheartening to know and to live. The novel that begins with the intoxicating fragrances of perfumery, of the beautiful images of the calligraphy, it just gets stuck up between the religious conflicts and between the world war that's taking place, and but the beautiful part is that it ends up in the fragrances or the images of perfumery and calligraphy as well, because for generations that they have holded on to memories and the letters that were passed on between the two characters. Is so beautiful to read, and you must read this book. I highly recommend it, even though it is a slow read, but it is really insightful to read such books. And mind you me, after reading this book, I immediately ordered more partition based books and I read them, and I'll be going to talk about them in future videos. So the next book in today's video, which matches with the dress that I am wearing, is The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho. So this book, and by the way, do you know that it was originally published in Portuguese in the year 1988, and it was only after that it got translated in English and published in the year 1993 that we people got to read it. And I'm really grateful that I read this book. So this is a story about a young shepherd boy named Santiago, and the name Santiago somehow reminds me of a series named Brooklyn Nine-Nine. And I should not go off topic, so let's just get back to the story. So the story of the shepherd boy named Santiago, he just dreams of a hidden treasure while living in a ruined church, and in order to devise the meaning out of his recurring dreams, he goes to a fortune teller, and this lady, he tells him that it is a prophecy where this boy would find a hidden treasure in the Egyptian pyramids. So in order to find this treasure, the boy Santiago, he embarks on a long and arduous journey in order to recover the treasure, in order to find the treasure. And throughout this journey, he meets different people who inspire him and who become a part of his journey as well. He meets an alchemist, and he tries to learn alchemy. He wants to learn alchemy, but nothing of that happens because he realizes that the treasure that he was hunting for, that the treasure that he was looking for, was already within himself all along. So it is a story about not giving up on your dreams, no matter what happens, no matter what the obstacles are. It tries to teach you, to make you realize, to follow your dreams, to be with your dreams, and to live them and to work hard for it. And it is a truly inspirational book, and I am planning to reread this book today itself because I need some sort of motivation in my life right now, and that is the reason I am going to read this beautiful book. It is fast paced, it is short, and it is beginner friendly, so you must give this book a try. Water break. So the last and the book that I'll highly recommend to you all is The Humans by Matt Haig. Now Matt Haig is the most diversified writer I have read so far, and I can say this because after finishing his first book, I read 3 books consecutively and found something different in each and every one of them. And this book, The Human, is a science fiction. Now it is a story where an extraterrestrial creature, he arrives on Earth in order to destroy a scientific discovery, and he takes up the form of a professor named Andrew Martin, who by the way is a mathematician at Cambridge University. And he takes up his form, he lives in his house, he lives in Andrew Martin's house with his family, and he is only there to destroy this discovery, to murder this person, and to be back to his utopian of a world which is full of knowledge. So however, this person takes his time to observe humans, and at first he is disgusted, but with time he realizes that there's more to this species than he was led to believe. And then he starts to bond with this family, he starts to develop a beautiful relationship with the wife, with the son, and especially the dog. That part is so beautiful to read that it blurs the boundary between a science fiction and a literary fiction, and that was the best part to read about this book. And you know what this book is trying to convey to us? Can you guess? You cannot, so I'll tell you. This book is trying to convey to us the fact that humans are epic failures in being their own species. I mean, we have so many gifts with us. We got stars to gaze at, we have emotions to feel, we get to hold the hands of someone we love and walk around a lake and be grateful that we have them in our lives. But what do we do instead? We sit and we want to, or we go in search of a higher energy, of a higher purpose in life, so that it could make us understand life a bit more. And instead of living in the moment, instead of being with the people that we are surrounded with, that to be grateful for, what we do is we separate ourselves. And that is the worst thing that we as species do. I mean, we have so many things, we have so many people, we have sunset, sunrise and everything around us, but we don't do any of that. And that is what has been highlighted in this book, and I hope that every reader of this book gets to realize that. And even if you don't read this book, I hope that you realize that how we are failing in being humans, how we are failing in being what we were supposed to do all along. And this book is about that, so you must read this book, and I am genuinely happy that I got to recommend it to you all. So do read this book, and if I have convinced you to read any of these books, do make it a point to comment below and to let me know all the things, and to let me know if you have read this book, and I'll meet you with another video. Until then, like this video if you love to watch it. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down, no worries. Just stay happy, stay blessed, and keep reading until we meet next time. Ciao. What it is, how is it done?